Hi, gentlemen. Thank you for talking with me today.
Good afternoon.
So today we're talking about the Academy of Advanced Manufacturing, or AAM, and how it was created by ManpowerGroup and Rockwell Automation when they partnered to help find a way to help fill the jobs that are currently open and the estimated 2 million manufacturing jobs that will be unfilled by 2025, which is really scary. And we know the AAM trains military veterans for careers in high demand technical roles. So I know Kyle went through the program, so he's going to tell us what it was like and how it helped him get his job at system integrator EOSYS. Said that right? So first, tell me, how did Rockwell Automation and EOSYS learn about the AAM program and get involved with it?
So from the EOSYS perspective, Sean Guy, our vice president of business development, originally worked for Rockwell, and then he came to us and has been working with us for a while. But he leaned on his prior relationships with Bill Sprite and the business development group at Rockwell, and they brought to our engineering team the Academy of the Advanced Academy of Advanced Manufacturing to our engineering team to look at for a probable recruiting resource. So the AAM team actually did a small presentation for us, and EOS has recognized, hey, looks like a great program, looks like a great fit for us, and we thought, hey, this is a good recruiting stream for us. So we moved pretty quickly once we got past the introduction and then signed up for the program, knowing that there was probably about a 6 to 8 month delay before you actually got the able to discuss with a candidate. That's how backlogged they were for individual people looking for resources coming out of the program.
Wow. So can you describe for our listeners what exactly AAM is, how it works, how the program works, how the training works? Is there a cost to veterans when they go into the training, and how it helps deal with the workforce shortage in manufacturing?
Yeah, I'd absolutely love to touch on that. So the AAM program is about a 12-week training program that covers both technical and professional competencies. There is zero cost to veterans. It's completely free for veterans who go to the program. And some of the key things that they teach at the program include industrial automation principles, PLC controllers, networks, visualizations, VFDs, instrumentation, machine safety. Like they teach a lot. And they also teach professional skills, and some of the major competencies with that are accelerating your team performance. They assist you with communication. They help you navigate change, manage conflict, and they work on your presentation skills. So they really leverage veterans with many of the skills that they've acquired out of the house during their military careers. And in order to participate in the AAM program, you have to complete an in-depth screening and assessment process to ensure that you're a good fit for the program and that you will be successful in your future with the industrial automation controls industries.
And that probably includes that you're actually interested in it and you're not just trying to find a job, any job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, tell me about how, maybe Kyle, how you were matched up with the job and how the AEM helps manufacturers with hiring initiatives. And Jim, you can jump in here too.
Let me start with the hiring initiative. So the AAM program does a good job of preparing both the students and candidates at professionally and in technical aspect. For EOSYS, we've hired 2 candidates, Kyle, who's here with me, and then Chris Perkins, who actually works out of our Nashville office. But as far as the opening up another stream for us to be able to find technical resources, again, very hard to find, whether you're recruiting from people that have industry experience directly out of college. We're just looking for ways to get people interested in the system integration world. And for us, this was just another avenue. And, the team that we've hired from out of the AAM program, both have played key roles in, development, delivery of control solutions for a multitude of different customers. So it's really worked out for us. Long term, this is, like an ongoing project. You kind of have to continuously reach out and be engaged, looking for, the next opportunity to hire. But for us, it's been a great avenue.
Have you been telling other companies about this, like
No.
peers, other system integrators, partners with Rockwell Automation?
No, we don't want to tell anybody. No. I would strongly recommend anybody that's interested in utilizing the AAM program to look into it, invest into it. You go up, you spend time, you do a presentation to the candidates why they're in school, trying to sell them on your company, the opportunities within your company, and you're selling them as much as they're trying to sell themselves to you. Typical in the recruiting process, somebody's trying to sell you, hey, I'm this person, and this is, I'm what you're looking for. As we went into this, it's the roles kind of flipped at the initial onset. Is when you go into what they call their discovery week, the employers come in, explain our business, what we do as a company, the opportunities we have for these candidates, and you're really trying to sell. So, you're competing. There's other companies there trying to sell their company, trying to get the interest from these candidates in this program.
That makes sense. So what's involved in taking the program in an AAM class? How long is it? I understand that they provide room and board, and what kind of support do you get that way? And how long does it take to graduate?
Yeah, so I'll touch on that. So in an AAM class, you're relocated to either the Milwaukee or Cleveland area, and that's just where the classrooms are located, where AAM takes place. From there, it consists of about 12 weeks of combined instructor-led classroom learning, as well as a very heavy emphasis on laboratory work as well. They have a very all-inclusive lab with all the latest Rockwell gadgets and stuff, and that's supposed to help reinforce the things that they teach in the classroom, and it does a very excellent job of doing that. The curriculum does have a heavy focus on practical applications and the implementations of industrial automation systems. It does provide room and board. They provide free lunch for you, and they also provide per diem to assist with breakfast and dinner, as well as on the weekends. They heavily encourage you, if you need to come in on the weekends to study. They assist you in almost every way that they can. Because of that, the success of that program can be tied directly to the support that they give, as well as the experience gained while you're building that knowledge at the class.
And these are high-tech Rockwell Automation facilities, right? With the latest technology, you're not learning old stuff and have to get trained again when you find a job, right?
No, I can, everything that I've learned at Rockwell, I've been able to implement and leverage here at EOSYS.
Well, Kyle, tell me a little bit more about your story. Tell me about what you did in the service, and tell me about the Skill Bridge program and why you wanted to be a part of it, and how did you find out about the AAM program and get involved, and also how you got connected with EOSYS.
Well, so I'm originally from Eugene, Oregon, prior to joining the Navy, which I spent 9 years in. I worked as an engine mechanic for F-18 aircraft, very rewarding career. That was about through 2014 to 2022. During that time, I was stationed on NAS Oceana, which is in Virginia Beach, and I was deployed on the USS Theodore Roosevelt, as well as the USS Harry S. Truman. So I found out about the AAM program from a good friend of mine, and from there I started doing my own research on what the program was, like what it entailed, and I was very, very interested. So when I applied for it, it included 2 written tests and 2 in-person interviews, which I took care of. And in addition, I applied for the Skill Bridge program. So the Skill Bridge program is a military program that assists an active duty service member during their transition to civilian life. And so this program can be used within the last 6 months of a service member's enlistment, and it helps you pursue training and helps bridge the gap prior to your separation. So you actually participate in the skill bridge program while you're still active duty prior to your separation. So I was introduced to EOSYS during the discovery days. And so Jim touched a little bit on discovery days. So it's about week 4. And that's where they're given the opportunity to sort of present themselves to us. And then from there, we, as a candidate, you rank the employers based on your interest in them, and then from there, interviews are coordinated between your interested the candidates interested in employers, and interviews are conducted within week 8 of the program.
And do you have to be in the Skill Bridge program to hook up with the AAM program?
No. From what I understand, you can attend AAM standalone from SkillBridge. It does not require SkillBridge in order to be a part of the program.
Okay, so I'm not clear. How did those two work together?
So SkillBridge it works from the military. It's a military program. It doesn't have to do with AAM. AAM is sort of its own thing, but what SkillBridge does is it allowed me to attend AAM while I was still active.
Gotcha.
Prior to my separation from the Navy.
And do all active military personnel know about SkillBridge?
I can't answer that from what from my personal experience. I knew about SkillBridge early on, but I would say that it is a very underutilized opportunity for service members if they do know about it.
And what is your job now at EOSYS?
I am a controls engineer.
Yay, we always need more of those. And how long have you been there?
I've been here for almost a year now. It will have made a year in November. So
you're not really considered a newbie anymore.
So with some of the work that we do, I sometimes feel that way still. So
yeah.
But
well, that keeps it fresh.
A lot to learn.
Yeah. So I'd like to know more about EOSYS. I know you're a system integrator, but tell us what services you provide, how you got involved with AAM. I know you talked about that before a little bit, but are there other ways you support the U.S. military? And also, I know I'm throwing a lot at you here, but do you have advice for how other manufacturers can get involved with the AAM and why it's a good idea? I just have a feeling a lot of companies don't know about this, and it's a resource sitting waiting to be used.
Yeah, so as EOSYS, I mean, we're a company. We actually have 5 different locations, and we're spread out for the most part in the South and in the Midwest. So, but as far as what we do system integration, which is everything from automation controls, digital transformation, those types of things, and which is why we have partnered with Rockwell and one of their platinum partners. As a matter of fact, we're one of 4 in the U.S., and that's because our 2 companies align. We do a lot of the same things. We have a long term with Rockwell, and we deliver a lot of the same solutions across most of their portfolio. So that's, as a company, that's kind of what we do. So we really sell services. We don't, we're not a real manufacturer. We don't really manufacture anything. We're selling engineering services at that point and solutions. How we've got involved with the AAM program, again, until Sean Guy, our vice president of business development, brought it to our attention, I really wasn't aware of it. And, it is a great opportunity. And I do see that, I've talked to other, people coming out of the military and just wondered if they were aware of the program. And there's not a lot of an awareness of the program. And, there's no cost to the candidate that's actually participating, which to me is, it's a great thing to have there as far as finding a way to transition from the enlisted military life into a civilian job, and have somebody seeking out for you when you're making that transition. So, for us, I think we've interviewed, as part of the process of going through the AAM program, doing the discovery days, going through the interview process. There's a lot of great candidates there, and I couldn't emphasize enough for the people that are interested in doing it is reaching out and to Rockwell and Manpower and seeing how they get engaged with it. As far as what we do with other military, partnerships and things like that, we don't currently have any. But the AAM program is pretty flexible in that if I found somebody that was, had previous military experience, we could sponsor them to go through the program at that point in time. So it's not necessarily that they have to find the AAM program. If we found someone, we could send them through the AAM program as a sponsor. So there's a lot of opportunity there. It's been around for a while. I think that there may be the military. Again, they're losing some of these technical people after they spend their time as in the active duty, and I would like to see that be a little more forthcoming to them, saying, hey, look at these different opportunities out there in the civilian life that you could take advantage of.
Yeah, and excuse me, the valuable skills people like Kyle bring and the type of people they are such a good resource for these manufacturers. So I really appreciate you both joining us today. For our listeners, I'll put links in our episode description so you can go to the web. You can learn more about all the programs. You can learn about where you can go to the booth for EOSYS at Automation Fair and meet Kyle. You're going to be there, correct?
Unfortunately, due to obligation. I'll defer to Jim, sorry.
No, he has customer commitments at that time, but we will have other folks from all of our different offices at the booth and available for discussion. So anyone that is interested, we will have a select group from each office attending the Automation Fair.
Yeah, Automation Fair is in Boston this year, the week of November 6th, and EOSYS is in booth 786. And I'll put lots of links in the episode description for you all. So thank you so much for this chat. I really hope it helps manufacturers find good, skilled employees and veterans find good jobs so they can match up on these opportunities. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Theresa.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you to our listeners for joining us today. I'm Theresa Houck with the Journal Magazine, and we'll chat again soon.